Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means we're playing Valley by Night, River City, our Vampire 5th Edition actual play. I'll be your storyteller for the evening, Jason. And with me tonight is Duba playing Walter, Sarah playing Emma, and Jeremy playing Egidio. And who remembers where we left off last time?
Meeting with Banu Haqim. And that one guy we kind of screwed up on the roof.
Well, he was trespassing. I mean, really, it's kind of fair enough.
I'm sure he understands rule of domain.
Yeah, you know.
Better. I think he probably got in trouble for that, just for getting caught by a bunch of untrained, wet behind the ears.
Speak for yourself. Isn't that the guy I kung fu flipped off the roof?
Yes. Yeah. And then y'all had Ada, I think it was, brain screw him into going back to try to kill whoever sent him.
Yep.
But yes, you had gotten a call from Harmony Crier. To come to a meeting she was setting up with some out-of-towners. Y'all met across the river in the what's just called the Northern Barony. Though the person in charge of the Northern Barony refers to themselves as a warden.
The warden?
As the warden.
The warden.
Fancy.
Not just a warden, the warden.
Well, she's basically the Baron of the territory. She doesn't use that title. But yes, when a group of you went north, you got to the little park area. You saw Harmony. You saw another group of people, one of whom was the baby Haqim y'all had, whipped and sent home. He looked particularly unhappy to see you.
Can't imagine why.
The rest of them, it's a potentially tense situation. Everybody's on alert, but they didn't seem overtly hostile.
Levels of indifference.
And I forget, had Harmony introduced you?
Nope. We just got to the point where it's like, wait a minute, is that the Banu Haqim from Huntsville?
Yeah. But your characters don't know that. They just recognize the one guy.
Yeah. We got to the point where the players were like.
Now that I think about it, I think y'all had figured out that guy was from Huntsville. So y'all probably have a pretty good idea of where these guys come from.
Yeah, but we hadn't been introduced. Names hadn't been exchanged.
Yeah. So, Harmony kind of gestures for y'all to come over.
Yep.
I am. Over the last few days, Egidio hadn't been wearing nicer clothes, but today he is because he knew he was going to a meeting.
Well, this meeting was
kind of
just.
One, but had another one. He was like meeting ready, but just not the meeting he thought he was going to.
3-piece suit, and then it's the meeting in the woods.
It's in a fucking park, yeah.
It's in a wildlife reserve, and everyone just looks scruffy.
But Harmony, kind of motions for y'all to come over.
Yep, walks over.
Barons, let me introduce you to Abla Zakaria.
My brother in Christ, you made the names.
Just get him from last game.
Well, luckily, this notepad starts with the previous vampire game, and it's got every game since then, and might very well wrap up this notepad with this game.
Nice.
Of course, I say that we're almost halfway through, and I'm still in the I'm still only on the first page, so.
You said their name was Abla? Like,
Abla. A-B-L-A-H.
Okay. It's not where I was going with that, but okay. Abla what?
Zakaria.
Now, I think Egidio very politely nods at Abla.
I don't think. Had y'all gotten the other guy's name?
I don't recall.
The one y'all beat up? I can't remember if we actually gave him a name or not.
No, we did not.
We may have asked his name. I don't remember.
Okay.
It would have been in my Rolodex. We didn't get it.
Alright. So anyway, she introduces Abla. And this, these are her subordinates. She points to the tall blonde woman, Anya, Bruce, and then when she points to the guy that y'all have seen before, Matthew. They all just kind of give you a nod, except Matthew just mean mugging you.
I think I just smile at Mackie. You said Anya, Bruce.
Yes, Anya, Bruce, and Matthew.
Cool, got him.
Come on, all right. Harmony's like, thank you for coming.
Thank you for the invitation.
So I'm sure you've got some trepidation about who I invited.
I assume that you have thoroughly vetted them.
Define thoroughly vetting. What do you mean by vetting?
If we're
They're aware
walking
of
into
elements.
a trap.
No, they're not gonna. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yes. She locks eyes with you, Emma, and goes, "Oh yeah, they know about me."
That's good enough for me for now. It's been a fun last couple of days, so take allies where we can get them. If not allies, then at least people with mutual interests.
Abla speaks up. If it's a battle against the Bali, we are allies in that battle. Once that battle's over, our political disagreements are what they are.
Fair enough.
Take it.
And Harmony nods. Mine and their clan have a long history of working together against the Bali. It's been interrupted of late. What with my clan being hunted to near extinction.
I feel like as someone with like 3 occult, Egidio knows a bit about the Bali, and he's gonna ask anyway. But I want to know where Egidio's like baseline is about the Bali.
With 3, you might know some actual factual stuff. You would have heard a lot of the stories and kind of folklore about them.
Would I have heard any of the stuff that happened in Huntsville?
That's fairly recent, and you have not been in the area that long. So you could roll for it.
I would like to.
You need 3 successes.
I have 6 dice.
May the odds add you out of favor.
I got 5 successes. On a crit.
Hunger dice crit?
Nope.
You know too much, your brain explodes.
Egidio is thinking really hard about the Bali, and suddenly he frenzies. No. Anyway, you said you got how many successes?
5.
Okay. Then yes, you have definitely heard rumors that they were around. There was a big confrontation with some of them between Decatur and Huntsville. That involved kindred from both sides, both cities.
Across the political pathways. Egidio will think for a second, like, I heard about that. That happened here? Or, I guess, up there?
A little further up the road, yes.
Interesting. Word travels fast, I'll say that much.
Oblanad. They were attempting to awaken something that was sleeping under Huntsville.
I understand, almost succeeding too.
Not in the way they thought. What was there was not what they thought was there. And it's taken care of now, anyway. We had hoped with their failure they would have cleared out of the area, or that we would have killed most of them off. She kind of gestures. I and my people have been hunting down stragglers that we could find, but the trail had run cold over the last month or two. I'm aware that Harmony was keeping her eyes open in Decatur. But apparently it was some of you who had an encounter.
Oh, hi, that was me. Had a really cool, flame arm thing. It didn't, was asking about, you in particular, and he went to...
They must suspect I'm still in the area.
I didn't tell him anything for what it's worth. Just because, frankly, I didn't know. But they wouldn't take no for an answer.
Abla kind of looks you over, but you seem to have come out of it without any harm.
Yeah, still a kindred, still reacts the same way to kindred stuff. As much as they may want to be something they're not, still a kindred.
Did you kill it?
It ran before I could. I didn't want to chase it also with the dawn coming up.
Matthew looks you up now. Probably hard to run in those shoes anyway.
Wearing these shoes at the time, but thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
All of Matthew's people just turn and give him a look, and he shuts up.
Don't be an ass, man.
Well, that or he may already be on kind of the shit list for his failure. So.
Yep.
Is it Matthew or Mackie?
Matthew.
Matthew.
Wish I thought of Mackie though, but anyway. So anyway, Oblanaz, yes, they do wield a black fire.
Yeah, that's it. It was like a black fire. It was vaguely similar to some stuff I've heard of.
They draw it from the abyss. There are other kindred that do other things with abysmal powers.
OMG, abyss buddies.
Does the GDO say that?
Yes.
Emma's like, oh no.
Are you
Doesn't
Lasombra?
say that.
No. Enjoy your conclusion after that. But I am no Lasombra.
There was also a creature. Apparently it ate anything that was food adjacent, even packaging and all. One of the members of our domain saw what it well, I would say left, but hadn't left at a gas station, and then it proceeded to a restaurant near. Nods towards the invisible NPC Kyle at the moment, next to the bar.
Oh yeah, I got a good look at that one too. Very featureless. Like if someone drew a human from memory and they had a distended jaw.
Abla nods, like maybe this is something she's heard of. I see. Well, they have quite a reputation for demon summoning. Though the Bali of the modern knights are not as good at it as their predecessors were.
That will do it.
But it sounds like the group we're dealing with must have succeeded at calling something forth.
It ran in the direction where your gunshot was from, so I'm assuming it ran towards the Bali that confronted you.
It ran towards him, and I scared him away.
So it reacted to him being frightened. Or when you say scared away, do you mean that you had injured him?
Injured him. He retreated, and this creature looked like it had the option to come after me or go back to him, and he decided to go after him.
Interesting. It must have some connection to him. Most likely he was the one that summoned it. At this point, Kyle would break in and talk about having shot the thing in the leg and how it regenerated.
Didn't even break its
It stumbled a little bit. It had places to be. Abla tells you this sounds the ones we fought last year. They had some creatures they employed as well. This doesn't sound like the same sort of thing. So she doesn't know. Well, I'm not entirely certain what you would use to combat it. Some of these creatures can be very resistant to the things we would typically use against one another. Now, being from the abyss, bright light might be able to aid you. Sunlight almost certainly would. Not that does us much good. Yes, that does not do us much good.
When you're talking bright light, you're talking like, are you talking like one of those? I saw it on a TikTok once. That big flashlight that like kind of does make sunlight, or can we do something smaller than that?
She shrugs. I don't know enough about what this thing is. The bigger the light, the better. You know, if a mag light's all you have, try that. If you got something bigger, try that.
Gideon immediately like Amazon delivers some mag lights to his house.
You're like a strobe light festival.
Now, Walter, were you visible as y'all were walking up?
Actually, good question.
I mean, you were going to a meeting, so.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a no meeting, then he probably would have,
Okay.
gone in normally. Might have worn a cloak or something just in case a Khan might have been around to see him, but for the most part, he would, be visible.
Yeah, people seem to have already cleared out of this area.
Okay, good. But yeah, he would be visible for everyone to see.
Okay. but Harmony's like, I called the two of you here. I thought we should all meet, exchange what information we've got, exchange methods of staying in communication. This way, you don't have to. If you need to tell them something, you don't have to call me to call them.
Sure, we have partners. Maybe you guys don't, because where you are, but could be wrong.
Obviously, like Abla said, this is a marriage of convenience. We have a common enemy. I've worked with them a little bit before. She's addressing y'all. I don't think they'll backstab us. Abla looks mildly offended at the thought.
What do?
And she looks at each of you in the eye, and I expect that we won't backstab them.
I don't know.
Water under the bridge and kind of gives Matthew a look. You could have just asked to come into the domain.
With a rocket launcher?
We've had weirder requests. It's been a week.
I hear Anarch domains are very chaotic.
Laissez-faire. Egidio at this point knows this is like the border of Camarilla territory, right?
Well,
frighteningly close to it.
You've got the Cam. When you cross the river back over, technically this area is in the Decatur city limits. But when you cross over the bridge back into the city proper, right there at the bridge, the Cam's territory as well as Maddox and August's all kind of come up and collide right there at the bridge.
Sure, but I mean going further out the other way.
Oh, going further north? Yeah, you hit the Huntsville city limit pretty quick. Yeah. It's not real. It's one of those city limits where the city has like stretched down the highway as far as it can, kind of things. But but you get a little bit past Mooresville and you run into the actual Huntsville city limit.
Your Huntsville's up there, right? So how are they reacting to the news of Bali returning?
The prince gave us permission to come down here and speak to you. Well, he gave us permission without giving us permission.
Said it without saying it. Got it. Interesting.
He was involved in the fight with the Bali, so he understands their danger to all of us.
Better to prevent someone else's problem becoming his problem again, kind of situation.
Yes. Like I said, the past few months we've been hunting down the stragglers, but we haven't had any incidents in Huntsville proper. Not since the big conflict.
There is not that anyone can see it right now, but there's like a The Sims Plus in the relationship thing going on. Not with anyone here right now, but like with the Prince of Huntsville over there.
Camarilla, but I like him.
He knows. He knows.
He gets it.
But for sure, this is definitely I think we all understand the terms here and the stakes.
The problem crosses political lines and affiliations. The problem does not care if you're Anarch or Camarilla.
It does not.
Neither does the thing it summons.
No.
Could it all be related to whatever they were trying to summon there, or a whole new can of worms?
They were off by like 6 miles.
The thing they were trying to awaken turned out to simply be an old Methuselah.
still not great.
Very
I don't know
old.
if it's better, worse.
Kind of at the same tier, I guess.
She just kind of shrugged. I'm not entirely certain what they thought it was, other than most likely they were hoping it was something demonic. Now, we believe they spend we believe they've been hunting down, much like the Tremere, that they've been hunting down Harmony's clan. So they may still be in the area simply because they think she's still in the area.
Do what we can to dissuade them of that situation.
Do we want to dissuade them of that?
To a
keep
point,
coming.
yeah. But
If they keep coming and we keep killing them, then there won't be any more of them at some point.
we haven't killed one of them yet.
Right, but now we all understand what they are and what they're capable of.
Y'all are discussing that, and you see Ada kind of glance over, and her, Bruce, and
I think we left them back
Matthew.
at
Anya all kind of
Did you
exchange.
mean Obla glancing back? You said Ada.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean Obla.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because I'm like, we didn't bring Ada.
She glances at the two senior people with her, and they all kind of share a look as y'all are discussing, there not being any more, if they keep coming and you kill them.
Oh, great. Do they do the shovel head thing too?
You're familiar with that tactic. Of late, yes, I say we were cleaning up stragglers, but twice we encountered cases where they had begun mass embracing. I mean, taking out fledglings is pretty easy, but they were obviously trying to get their numbers up.
With everything else going on in the human world, people would get desperate. And they may be able to offer them something and rope them into it.
And the only people that might be better at temptation than the Bali would be the Setites. She looks like she wants to spit just mentioning the Setites by name.
Any old excuse.
Send the emissary.
But it's his job to go talk to people for you.
Not these people.
They're Camarilla, they'd follow the rules. But anyway, what Obla's offering is a free exchange of information. If you discover they're doing mass embraces, if you discover, there's a large number of them holed up somewhere, you can contact them, and they'll help. They would help you with an assault, anything like that.
Is this something we should share with the other barons? Is that something you would be comfortable with? Or preferably not?
I think we would all prefer that there to be no official acknowledgement of this. Having said that, a couple of barons were involved the last time.
Do you recall their names?
August was involved.
Okay.
And Ada's like, that's the only one whose name I know.
Abla.
Abla. The names are too similar. They're crossing in my head.
Don't cross the streams.
But and Harmony speaks up. Valerie was there as well, which is the warden of the north here.
Gotcha.
Nothing else we can make them aware.
I'll leave that to your discretion. It is most likely the Bali will be holed up somewhere outside of the city, or at the very edges of the city. So,
Is there any property out there that's maybe abandoned that they might be inhabiting?
Any of them?
Obla shrug your shoulder. I've become fairly familiar with the surroundings around Huntsville and Madison, but Decatur I'm unfamiliar with.
Might be something we could have Kyle's friends look into.
Kyle's friends, or yeah, good to me. Then I think we have an accord for the moment.
Ada steps forward and offers her hand to, whichever one of you comes forward to shake it, I guess.
Yeah, you do take it.
Oh, very good then.
Full business relationship.
Well, if you need to know if and she'll exchange burner phone numbers with you. We could also. She's like, I know some of the baronies and the Camarilla indicator exchange emissaries. Do you have an emissary?
Oh, do we?
For
Yes,
this
we do.
particular venture, it may be best to contact us directly.
Very well. You do know to be very, very careful over these, Grant. You with the phone.
Of course.
Right.
The
Yeah.
is
Si-
important to us as well.
Right. Simple messages of where we can meet in person to talk. Because the Camarilla has technically kind of outlawed a lot of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You guys' last game were really a lot faster and looser with it than the Prince would have been comfortable with if he'd known about it.
Yep.
We know.
Oh yeah.
But with that, she takes, she goes to take her leave. Everybody all fall in behind her. You walk over, you hear vehicles, you'd seen an SUV kind of in the parking lot. You hear what sounds like it cranking up and taking off.
Nice to see you again, Matthew.
The windows are kind of tinted, but he may have been giving you the universal sign for number one. You're not sure.
Actually, might have been like 2 of them.
Let me know if you want to spar next time.
Probably got so much shit for that.
Yeah, from where y'all turn and watch, you hear Harmony kind of behind you. Please don't antagonize them. You may have been able to take down a rookie. You do not want that entire group coming after you.
Ooh.
No, but I will take my jabs where I can. But still, that is I recognize an invaluable ally when I see one. I'm not that foolish.
And when you turn back around, you see another woman standing next to Harmony.
Impressive.
And further back at the tree line, you see a couple other people coming up out of the ground.
And you were giving me shit about bringing 3 people.
Yeah, but it's 3 people they could see. They didn't know Valerie and her people were waiting in the earth.
Oh, you do have a name. Cool.
Fair enough.
And Valerie gave all not Barons. Pleasure to meet you.
Valerie? These aren't the bikers that were giving us shit earlier in the game, are they?
No. Valerie is
Okay.
is basically the Baron of this area, though she doesn't use that term.
Okay.
And y'all would know, or Kyle would know to tell y'all at least. She's Gangrel. Most of her people are Gangrel.
For this, at least we can trust them.
Yeah. And as mentioned earlier, Valerie was involved with the fight with the Bali earlier, so she's where some kids doubt the Bali's existence. Right now, you're dealing with a bunch of people that have encountered them, so.
You all have fought them. Any advice?
Don't let them set you on fire.
Well, that's a given for anybody.
Preferred methods of disposal?
Tear their heads off, set them on fire. The usual.
Incendiary ammo.
Oh. She's like, nasty stuff. Seems to be a whole lot of it coming into town here lately.
Yeah. Well,
we may have you. I hear we have you to thank for that.
The cam trapped us. Did what we had to. But yes, it has its uses.
Mm-hmm. Well, if that's all done, y'all can leave whenever. Harmony thanks Valerie, and then she walks, back towards the parking lot with y'all. Well, that went fairly well.
Yeah. No one was staked, and insults were minimal. Could have been worse. Were they somewhere before they were in Huntsville, or did they just sprout up there? Are they just moving like a wave?
The group we fought last year, I had followed over from Georgia. They'd been in and around the Atlanta area. They come into conflict with some Sabbat over there. A lot of the Sabbat cities are lightly populated at the moment, since so many of them have gone east.
Yeah.
Like I said, I, followed some over to the Huntsville area, but Huntsville was not
conducive.
Yeah, conducive to my well-being.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah. But they had at least when the Bali presence became obvious, they had enough sense to. At least some of them had enough sense to set some stuff aside and deal with the Bali.
Enemy of my enemy.
Yes.
Hopefully no one gets the bright idea to try and ally with the Bali.
You said it out loud. Now someone had.
Harmony just nods. Murphy's Law.
Okay, I'll take the fault for that when it happens.
And just to be clear, like I said, they know about me, but I'm all they know about.
Understood. If it comes down to it, you seem to believe them trustworthy with the great multitude of things. Perhaps they will extend the favor and kindness.
While we're dealing with this threat, certainly.
Yeah, maybe once we get done dealing with this threat, they won't have to worry about particular people in the town.
Now you sound like an anarch.
It kind of chuckles.
You see her getting in her car, or well, not her car, but the car you've seen her in before, that y'all traced the plates to that time.
Very back phone.
Okay. As y'all are getting back in y'all's vehicle, Walter, your phone rings. If you're talking, you're muted.
My apologies. Say, So phone rings, correct?
Yes, your phone rings.
He'd answer it. Like, hello.
Hey, Walter.
Aye.
This is Sammy.
Ah, good evening, Sammy. How can I help you?
I gotta be careful on the phone. I've seen something really weird. God, uh, I'm not really sure how to say it's on the phone. Maybe we should meet somewhere.
Sounds perfectly fine. What's the closest place to you?
Well, let's see. Probably don't want to. I'm in front of a house right now. Probably don't need to meet here. They'd see us. Oh wait, there was a gas station down the road. Hang on just a second. Then he tells you, the Exxon station on the corner of this and that.
Alright.
You recognize it as it's somewhere a little to the west of your domain, in kind of that no man's land or anybody's.
Pretty feeding spot.
Yeah. A GDO's house is out that way. This is not particularly close to it, but I mean that same general direction.
Yep.
Right. Alright, I'll meet you there. Again, stay safe. With the other barons, we'll be there shortly.
Thank you. He hangs up.
Yeah, I hang up and kind of look back at the GDO. Right. You happen to know what this Exxon is, right? And he'll right off the street the Exxon's on. The corner.
Oh, that's... Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna go meet Sammy. Apparently he's seen something a bit disturbing, and he wanted to inform us. Apparently it was to the state where he couldn't even remotely describe it on the phone without it apparently being masquerade breaching.
Oh. Guess we have our first clue.
Right. Oh, let's go have a good evening of fun, right?
Yes, so. And Egidio will, do the thing that they do in action movies where he, checks the bullets before he loads it back in.
Does a quick bit of counting, make sure.
Just, yep. Double check the clip. Or, sorry, the magazine.
I don't know, but if he's doing it like in the movies, he might call it a clip.
Yeah.
That's a very movie thing to do.
Correct.
They do that in the movies and in the Senate. All right. So y'all drive down to the gas station. It's closed at this point. It's enough off the main drag. It's not a 24-hour or anything.
Okay.
You don't see anything when you pull up. And then all of a sudden at the corner of the building, there's Sammy just standing there. He walks over to you.
Yeah. Walter just kind of rolls the window down. Sammy. Good to see you safe.
Yeah. I don't think it spotted me. But how many different kind of monsters are there? I mean, there's us. There's the werewolf, lupines, whatever we call them.
Ghosts are real, right?
Seriously? Wait, does that mean I could be haunted by somebody I eat?
It doesn't quite work that way.
Oh, all right, good. I mean, I don't usually
don't kill anybody when you eat them, but
I try not to, but
And sometimes the hunger is too strong.
Let's see. There are humans who know how to use magic, like real wizards.
like with the pointy hats and the beards.
I don't think they look like that anymore, but maybe once upon a time.
Oh, okay.
There are changelings.
Do they look like big fat things made out of like oil or shadows or something? I thought it was like a crude oil man at first.
Is that what you're describing that you just saw?
Yes, yes. And he proceeds to describe the creature y'all seen before.
Ah.
It's like a
Sounds
big,
more like
kind
a
of
demon.
basically human. Really? I'd have expected like horns and bat wings.
Some of them are. It depends on what the demon's made out of. Demons of the sounds like perhaps something out of the abyss. Do you have a mag light?
You mean like a flashlight? No, no.
Well, where was this entity?
Oh, he gives you a street address. So like I'm hunting over in that neighborhood, and I see this thing moving around. It was in somebody's backyard, you know, when I first spotted it. Like tearing it, well, not tearing open. It wouldn't do that. I couldn't tell what it was doing at first. I think it was eating a bag of dog food, like the bag and all.
What an interesting entity. Sounds concurrent with some of the other things we've heard about it.
Okay, so you've heard about this thing already.
Well, yes, but having the location is important.
Yeah. I kind of followed it. I don't know why. It was kind of dumb.
Actually, no, this is quite useful.
Oh, I'm glad I'm being useful. But yeah, you just walked to the front door of a house and somebody opened the door for it.
Just let it in.
Mm-hmm. I didn't get close enough to get a good look at whoever was in there. The light in the house was off. But just based on the street light, I could see where the door opened.
But you have a solid on the address.
Yes, that's absolutely the address. I got, the house number was posted on the mailbox. White letters showed up good in the street light.
Very good. We found our shadow demon.
Fantastic.
You found it. Credit where credit's due.
I'm catching Sarah up.
Yeah. Basically, as y'all were leaving the park, Walter got a call from Sammy, who had seen something weird. Out west of the domain, in kind of that, free area that it's Anarch control, but nobody's specific domain.
Right. Well, we'll try to take it from here, Sammy. Again, do your best to stay safe. And again, if you find anything like interesting in that caliber, please feel free to call. We could always find that information useful to some degree.
Oh yeah. Yeah. A couple of other NOS have contacted me online. I'm in the Discord now.
Oh, fantastic!
That's great. You have a Discord.
Saying all of this over the phone.
Okay. They drove to the neighborhood to meet him at a gas station. I'm sorry, we left that part out.
Fantastic.
Because Sammy couldn't figure out how to say any of this on the phone without.
Good man.
So he's just like, Walter, can we talk? He's like, okay.
I've seen something
if
weird.
If it's masquerade breaching enough to where you can't tell me over the phone, we'll just meet.
Yeah. So y'all are in the general area already. He just kind of went, down a street or two.
Is there a 24-hour store within where we are right now?
If you head back in the direction of the domain, get on kind of the main drag, you can find a 24-hour grocery store. I mean, a 24-hour gas station for sure.
Oh, you want to try what the Banu Haqim suggested?
I mean, anything's worth a shot. Let's see if it actually works.
Sure.
Let's go stock up on flashlights at the gas station.
Yes, gas station flashlights will work fantastic against this. Emma's in her head. Emma's like, I'm gonna just meet final death in the next week. This is how my week's gonna cap off. The craziness, Banu Haqim, Ball, or Bali, and Demon Death. This is how it's gonna end. Fantastic.
Well, do you know how to find the TikTok flashlight?
Well, she was, that was in her head.
Well, yeah, but you still sassed him about it.
I would guess Amazon.
Unfortunately, I don't think they have a chain of convenience stores to where we can just buy said item. It'll probably be here in about 3 business days.
You really should.
I don't think they just want stuff like that out in the open for any teenager with too much time on their hands to have. Could you imagine the mayhem that could cause just being shown off a bridge into people's eyes as they're driving? Just burns the retina straight out.
Keeps being a job. It does.
I'm not disagreeing, I'm just disapproving.
Oh, remember, dear, to do what he does, people are dying to get to that state.
She just keeps walking wherever they're walking. She just keeps walking.
Well, if it's a gas station, yeah, it probably won't have the quality of flashlight.
No.
Did everyone remember to bring their special ammo? Kind of looking directly at Emma.
Yes.
Oh, good. This should be easy then.
I was fixing to say, unless you're about to grab me some bullets and fashion me a pair of gauntlets, Walter holds up his big meaty paws. These are the only special ammunition I've got.
There's a gun joke in here somewhere that I can't further on, but just to pretend I did.
3 in the morning.
I appreciate it all the same.
Alright, so yeah, y'all drive back into town to see if you can find some decent flashlights at a gas station.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I guess so.
This plan's going great, guys.
Don't even know what to roll to have y'all roll to see if you can
Roll
find
for
something.
flashlight. Well, what would be open considering the time in the story this is? Like, would the 24-hour convenience station still be 24-hour? Because I know Walmart went away from being 24 hours.
Mm-hmm. I have to imagine there would be a few gas stations that would have remained. Because you still had, you still had people driving around. You still had diesel, big trucks.
Yeah.
People were still essential workers at that time.
Is there like a Love's Cafe or something? Like,
there's a big Mapco close to y'all's domain. It's like down the road, a little bit further past the Exxon that y'all been to a couple of times now, or Texaco, excuse me.
They might have better quality flashlights if it's frequented by like truckers and stuff, like purposefully.
Yeah, it's one of those really big
the beefy map
gas stations on the front, and then stuff for diesel, I think, in the back.
And yeah, they would probably have a better stock than just a regular like Exxon or Texaco on the corner.
Yeah.
Gotta find a Buc-ee's out here somewhere.
Unfortunately, that's only opened recently.
One.
I mean, to be fair though, if you're going by current day, there's one off 65.
Yeah, but that one's only just open. Oh, we got somebody in the chat.
Hello.
Moonclaw IX. So I'm assuming Moonclaw 9. Says hi from the VR. Not sure what the VR is.
Hello.
Virtual reality? Sick.
If you're enjoying this in VR, congratulations.
I don't know how you
I assume it's
motion sickness, but
I assume it's an abbreviation, but we're happy to have you here anyway.
Oh yeah, always happy to see new faces.
Okay, so we're going to the Mapco / does it have a Subway in the front or a McDonald's in the front?
I don't think this one has a restaurant now.
Because I knew
Because
I knew exactly what you were talking about. Because I know Love's not far from Decatur and Huntsville. That's got a Mickey D's and Subway attached to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I knew exactly where you were going with that one. It's like,
Right.
yes, we get a flashlight and a snack.
We probably could kidnap somebody for a snack, but I don't think any of us are hungry. So, just a flashlight.
Yeah, looking at a map of the place, no restaurant.
Okay. Flashlight. Anything else, maybe? Would maybe Molotovs work on it? And get the stuff to make that. Though that might backfire, considering who we all. Never mind. Forget I mentioned that.
Like,
That
did
might-
you forget Roy Shrek is a thing?
For a moment, she did.
Walter does smile at the comments like, I appreciate the gusto, dear. Unfortunately, the drawback.
Yeah.
And
I used to love
so
bonfires.
we know where it resides. We can firebomb that.
Yes, but we at least need to know that it's not just a random kind in there that actually let the thing in. But I mean,
Yes.
Honestly,
but then again, at this point, we're anarchs, so if push comes to shove.
it's not even that we're anarchs. It's you all saw what it looked like. It was the shadow demon they let in a house, correct?
Yep.
Yes, yes. At least the way Sammy described it, it's the thing y'all have seen before.
Someone just let that into the house. They saw what it was. They don't. I'm not saying, murder everyone indiscriminately, but they know what they let in the house. They didn't
know-
just start screaming at it.
You know what? Fair point.
They didn't go, look at this hideous shadow monster. They were like, oh, come in, lovely shadow monster.
Oh,
Maybe.
we've also got Vancouver by Night in the chat.
Hey.
Hey.
What's up, Vancouver?
They say, vampires.
Correct.
We say that many times.
All right, so y'all swing by the gas station.
Emma buys a couple new hats just because.
They probably wouldn't have like the full size mag lights. They might have those like mini ones, but still fairly bright.
Fine if I just clicks it at Eva. It's like, is that annoying enough?
It's a flashlight in my face. I don't have any kind of.
Yes.
I guess, but it's just annoying to me because you're just clicking a flashlight. I'm gonna.
Okay.
I turned it off.
Remember,
Yeah,
it's one question.
Yes.
Since it's 2020, when y'all walk into the gas station, are you masked up?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I would assume whenever we go into somewhere public.
You assume Walter even entered the store.
Well, I figured if Walter walked in, he walked in obfuscated. I should probably ask, but
I was fixed to say at this point, if Walter is anywhere, he's in the car, and if he has to look like somebody, he looks like somebody asleep because he's got like a traveler's cloak kind of thing on him right now. So he's got like a big hood, pretty much covered.
Car's leaning to one side.
see, I like the idea of Walter walking around obfuscated all the time, but very good about keeping his mask on.
And over the nose and everything.
Social distanced and everything.
Yeah.
Hi, Otter. We have Otter in the chat too. We have a lot of people popping in the
What's up,
chat.
Walter?
I will say, like, in 2023, I masked because I am both immunocompromised and my girlfriend's a nurse, and that's just gonna. Yeah.
At least at this point, you can do it as a common courtesy. If you have to be out and you don't feel good, you can at least just wear it and people won't look at you weird.
Truly, I wished it would have been normalized. But whatever. Anyway.
Moving on.
So yeah, the cashier is standing back there. He's just watching you with the flashlight. You're dressed in a really nice suit. Emma's dressed however she's dressed.
Not clicking
nice
it on
pair
and
of
off.
slacks in the
I'm just
pants.
like turned it on once and like flashed it in her eyes.
Yeah, but he's watching you shine it. Hey, is this annoying enough?
Right. Click it off and give it back to him.
We'll take 3. Well, no. We'll take 5.
Oh, okay.
Hey, someone lost a dog, and we're trying to help them find it.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope y'all find it.
So do we. So do we.
You have a good night.
Yeah, you do.
Emma walks out with like 2 or 3 new hats.
He watches you go. As y'all get in the car, you see him sit back, pull out his tablet, start watching something again.
How did we get here?
That's a full mood.
All right. So you've got some flashlights.
It's gonna go horribly.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine.
It'll give me an excuse to roll up a gangrel. No, Bruja.
You're not gonna die.
Yet.
Yeah, we're not even halfway through the campaign yet.
I'm not allowed to die before the halfway point?
Exactly.
Okay. Let me know when I'm allowed to die.
All right. So what are y'all doing now?
I was like, all right, you had the plan for the flashlights. Do we want to go try and go in? Do we want to just burn the house down?
I don't want to scope it out and see what's going on.
She looks at him and Walter. You two can be a little bit more sneaky about that, so I will let you two do that.
Did anything happen while we were out? Like, did anyone text us about anything?
Yeah, how's the security team back there?
No, you haven't got anything. You haven't got any problems where the sweeper or the census taker has had to contact you.
She'll just send a message and be like, we're out of the meeting, but we're taking care of some other business. Let us know if anything crazy happens.
Yeah, the sweeper just gives you a thumbs up back. Ada says everything's been quiet so far. And it's probably getting,
Cool.
4 in the morning by this point.
If nothing else, we can scope it out tonight. Maybe come back tomorrow. It'll start to be sun up soon.
Cool 30 minutes of a walk around.
That sounds fine enough to me.
How close is this from... How much time would we have to leave to get back to... safely back to all of our respective havens? Doesn't sun come up like 6 o'clock? Or...
It's about... it's still April in game. So yeah, 6 o'clock. You're starting to get. It's starting to lighten up.
Okay, and it'll take us how long to get back to the domain?
Like 5-10 minutes tops.
Okay.
Y'all are outside the domain, but you're still kind of in that general part of town.
Okay, I just didn't know how far outside the domain we were.
Take a cool 45 minutes, look around, enough time to get back to our domains.
All right.
So Egidio, when we get within a block, we'll start stuff he does to, stealth up, blend a little more into the shadows.
Okay.
Walter does what he does best, just gone. You took your eyes off me. That was a big mistake.
Park a little bit out of the way, but if anything goes sideways, send some kind of emoji or something.
Send you the ghost emoji.
Oddly appropriate, sure. If you send like the dog emoji or the cat emoji, we're not helping you.
almost feel like each of you, the way y'all use your cell phones, I almost think each of you should have like an emoji that just represents yourself.
It's just the ones we have in the chat. or in the Discord, we just all have a different icon.
Okay, so where are y'all? Where is Emma parking while these two guys scout ahead?
There's no like park or stores near this.
Well, the gas station you met Sammy at is just a couple streets over.
Might be your best spot, really.
Yeah, it's kind of public-ish. That way, we're not just like hanging out in someone's driveway at 4 in the morning. Is it a no? Would the gas station have? Well, we've already been there once tonight. Sure. Or we'll just no. You know what? Just drop them off and just kind of drive around.
Okay, just cruise the neighborhood.
Just cruising at 4 in the morning.
Nothing suspicious there.
Nothing at all. We're just cruising. I'm lost. Even though I have local plates, I'm completely lost.
And two of us will head that way.
All right.
I am hiding. Even though he's invisible, I don't have that luxury. I am just being really stealthy.
Are you cloaking yourself in shadow?
I already did.
Okay. But yeah, yours is not quite as good as Obfuscate. Well, let me know what you get.
Yep. Need to add more dice.
Oh, well, okay.
So Walter's a little hungry.
Unfortunately.
8 successes on stealth on another crit.
Okay. Any crit involving your hunger dice?
Nope.
Okay, just checking.
I keep my hunger at 1 for a reason.
Speaking of that, did that require a rouse check, or is that your level 1?
The level 1 doesn't require a
Okay. Alright, so y'all, you get up to the house. You don't think you've alerted anybody.
There are windows that aren't boarded up.
None of the windows are boarded up. You do notice a for sale sign in the yard.
Ah, so they're just squatting. Are there any like security cameras? Anything that would be like, yes, it says for sale, but this is obviously like something that's made.
Give me wits awareness.
Yeah.
And you can roll this for Walter if you want to, as you're scoping the place out.
Okay, what am I rolling for you, boss?
Wits awareness.
Okay. Two successes.
I will re-roll 3 dice.
Okay, burn that willpower.
I think it's a little important to know if there's anything here. I also got 2 6.
All right, so what's your so both of you got 2s as totals?
Yes.
Okay. You don't spot any obvious cameras sitting out, other than they have one of those like doorbell cams.
Oh, they have a ring cam?
Yes. I can't remember what they were called for a second. From the front, doesn't look like any lights are on. As you circle around to the back, you can tell there's a second story window that there's a light on.
Suppose I assume I don't know where Walter is at this very moment.
Not unless you want to go out of your way to look for him.
Not really. I think There's no like fire escape ladder, is there?
No. Now this is a house, not like an apartment.
I'm gonna have to go to Lowe's or something to buy a ladder.
Now there's a shed in the backyard. They might have a ladder.
They also might have the demon back there.
Then you-
Yeah, could be.
Just store my demon in its head.
Well, that's important information to know.
I will. What is the entry to get back there? Like, how? What are my ways to get back there? Besides the fence? Besides like jumping the fence? Is there like a
To get into the backyard, it's just got one of them like waist high,
okay.
chain link fences.
Okay. It's one of those things where I'm like, I want to do this as quietly as I can.
The little gate's not locked, so.
So yeah, I'll just mosey on that way and hope my cloaked Nosferatu friend is not far back.
Walter, are you following Egidio, or did you circle around like the opposite way from him?
Seeing as how we don't know how this could go, he probably would have been a little bit close to Egidio.
Okay.
Just keeping up with him, but not try to be right on top of him.
Okay. So yeah, like I said, y'all get into the backyard. You can see the second story light is on. And it's visible. It was visible from the back, not from the front of the house. From the front of the house just looks, dark.
Yep. Start scoping around the back.
Okay. You gotta be a little bit careful. There's a security light in one corner of the backyard.
Yeah, but we don't have blood, so we don't generate heat.
It's based off movement.
Fuck.
And it looks like one of them that's just on when it's dark. It's not super bright. Kind of yellowish light.
I'll just look around.
Okay. Give me another wits awareness.
Yeah. Oh, my eyes are just not on today, it seems. One success.
The yard back here could use mowing. That's really all you get. The front yard looked like it was cut pretty good. Back here, it's like they're letting it go a little bit. But if the house is empty and for sale,
Go figure.
But yeah, you see the back door, the light's on up top. You don't hear anything. Are y'all just going to stake the place out for the next 30, 40 minutes before y'all need to leave? Y'all going to try to break in? What are you going to do?
I think a lot of it's just going to be like staking the place out and waiting, just getting a time lapse of any activities at this time. That I do recognize that this is, cutting in on sunrise, so even they would have to sleep.
Mm-hmm. They would, but with their creature.
Probably wouldn't do so great in the sunlight.
So he's there for a half hour or so, and that light goes off.
Alright. I will leave in a manner that makes it look like I was never there.
All right. Emma, you've been driving around.
Yep.
Send a thumbs up emoji to Emma.
Oh, they're not dead.
Had y'all arranged somewhere for Emma to pick you up?
No, but I'm going back to the gas station.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
In a pretty regular loop, so it would probably include the gas station.
I'm just imagining him standing there stealth as she keeps driving by. Why isn't she stopping?
Where are these bastards at?
But no, you pick the guys up without any issue. You get back to the domain. We'll say you had dropped Kyle and the doggo off somewhere. Is there anything else you want to do here in the last little bit that you've got active, or does everybody want to make sure they get to their domain or get to their haven safely?
Probably get just more concerned with getting to my haven than most. Mine's a little further out of the way.
Yeah.
Victor Walter would just try to get to his, if nothing else.
Okay. So you get home without issue. The sun rises and you sleep. Oblivious now to all that stress you've been dealing with for a few hours. But then when the sun sets, you rise. And you know what that means.
All the stress comes back.
It was just sitting there hovering over you, waiting on you.
Stress is just at the end of the bed with like a sledgehammer, like, come on.
I feel that.
Hey, I don't get hungry.
RNG, what do you tell me? F you.
Alright, so who needs to hunt?
Are ya?
Hungry enough to where if he goes and sees Emma now, she ain't gonna like him.
Ooh.
You should go, like, get a burger or something, man.
Oh no, he plans on it.
Say burger, I mean the entire, like, current wait staff of a fast food joint.
Alright, Walter, so what are you doing as you first get up?
Well, he would be, checking in with the Nosferatu group, fighting back, you know, trying to look for any remote snacky inside that, that domain of his. But for the most part, he would just be checking in, seeing if the local Nosferatu notice anything else, interesting. Once he figures out where Sammy's particular user name is, or tag, or whichever one in particular, he would also do like an @ and be like, by the way, looked into the thing you told me. Still not 100% sure. Going to continue looking into it.
You get a thumbs up reaction on that.
But other than that, he just sees if any of the other Nos have got some useful information to throw his way, or strange happenings that we might need to be aware of.
There's a report of a lot of movement at the hospital. The one close to your domain.
Okay.
But that's just what they're watching from across the road, you know. They're not crossing over into cam territory.
He doesn't blame them, but he would kind of like lean over and just like write that on a pad beside his desk, like, alright.
Let's see. Other than that, there's still a lot of news about the incident from the night before. You know, the woman calling in about the body in the backyard, but, you know, they didn't find a body, but the police chased some people off, you know, all that jazz. But other than that, you know, the last half of last night at least was quiet in the domain.
Okay.
Now, Walter, are you going to hunt?
Oh, most definitely.
Okay. Where are you going?
He is going to the easiest place he can go. On top of that, he's going to a place where it is not unusual for someone to be left there for dead. Because he's probably going to need to drain this one just to get the hunger down.
Alright, so you head to the slums. Man, people watching this are gonna think Decatur's a really rough place. And it's got its areas. I mean, fair enough, but
I mean, to be fair, every city does. Just don't go to Birmingham because it's pretty much the whole city. Anyway,
I got a buddy that's a firefighter that he was looking at possibly getting a job down there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you got to wear Kevlar under your fire gear because sometimes you're going into a burning building and people shoot at you." He's like, "I think I'll just wait," and he wound up getting a job in Huntsville.
Yeah. I would love to say that's a joke. I can't. Fellow resident from that direction, I can state, no, you kind of want that. So, yeah, no, Walter's definitely gonna go do the hunting. Slums or not, he going.
All right. Feeding. Oh, that's not the one I needed though. It's nice that I've got all these cheat sheets in Roll20. Be nice if they were organized a little bit. There we go. Alright. And you hunt via stealth, I believe?
I do.
Alright, give me a roll.
It's
As you are prowling around in the bad part of town. The difficulty would normally be 2.
Probably gonna go up to 3.
But with it's 3 with the lockdown and everything going on.
Okay, so let me. It'd be a stealth and
Dex probably.
Dex. Oh, RNG, you're about to have a lot of fun with me, I know. No, I don't even know if that counts. I can't even roll on my stealth.
Oh, buddy.
Alright, so 2 successes. You are not having any luck. You spot somebody sitting out back, drinking a beer by himself, and just as you're getting ready to move in, onto the property, 3 or 4 more people come out of the house and plop down there with him. Same thing. You find somebody that's like grilling out on their patio kind of late. But there's a ton of other people inside, and they're carting food around. Every time you think you found somebody, there's too many people there for you to actually move in on them.
Oh yeah, no. He is a grumbler. He is aggravated.
Now you can move on somewhere else and try again, but that's going to put you, several hours into the night by the time you finish.
Has the herd refreshed or no?
Got a couple. I think I put a couple in the thing last time.
How many days does that stuff last for, though?
Not particularly long, but
you've got Iron Gullet.
Yeah.
But Walter, I don't know if the stuff's over a day old. I don't know that Walter could drink it. We'll cut back to you in a second. Yeah. Egidio, what are you doing?
Congealed fucking blood.
It's a jelly.
Well, even with Iron Gullet, I think there's a limit. But
yeah, Egidio is going hunting. Mostly because he did get a touch hungrier overnight.
Okay, so you call your contact at the blood center. Yeah. I assume. I'm not telling you what you're doing, but
sure. 6 dice. Oops, that one also. Wait. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Okay, your contact can get you a couple of bags. You're in luck. He's just marked them down. which means he's basically marked them as contaminated, whether they were or not.
Yep.
COVID is actually something of a blessing for you.
Good to see you back at business at work.
Yeah. When you meet up with him, he's like, "Yeah, I don't know what in the world that was. Jackass just came through the window, beat the stuffing out of me. His nose is still a little swollen. He's still got a black eye, though it's starting to fade a little bit."
Yeah. Do you happen to catch like a shape of them, or did they just clock you and knock you out?
Hoodie. They had a mask.
Oh, good. They were being responsible in that end, I guess.
Yeah, that's great, right? Beat me up and put me in the hospital, but at least they didn't cough on
At
me.
least
Yeah,
they didn't get COVID. Yeah.
I mean, that would have just been the cherry on top, I guess.
Sure. Well, appreciate you. Let me know if you need we're gonna handle it here. I know it's a little hard. I got money in there, so they let me in there.
That's fair. But nah, we're okay right now. I mean, got to be careful. There's a lot more, police patrolling around with everything going on. But
that stupid bar got firebombed the other day. Was it last week?
that was probably about a week ago. Yeah, I heard about that. Crazy. Dude just snapped. Weird.
Gotta stay away from that area. I say as I I'll see you later, and then drive to the bar.
Yeah.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yep.
All right, so you got a couple of bags. How many of them do you need to drink right now?
I just take one.
Okay.
I'll roll for it. There's my E10. Nope. We're good. Onward.
All right, and Emma, what are you doing as you will first wake up?
I just checks messages and probably she'll just be driving around until someone contacts her, just kind of doing patrol.
Okay.
She assumes she's gonna get contacted fairly soon, so her ringer's all the way up.
All right, in that case, GDO, you get to the bar. Kyle would probably already be there. No sign of Viola. Maybe her tarot card for the day suggested to be a good day to stay indoors. Zeke's still there when you get there. You see some of the serving staff taking orders out to their cars and driving off with them. So he may have expanded to
delivery.
Yep, to keep the wait staff employed. And there's cars going through the drive-through.
How's business? Seem to be good at adapting.
Well, we've been trying. We're still gonna be down from usual, but I think we'll be all right. At least for a couple months until this calms down.
Yeah, well, you're helping. Not bad for shitty little Pizza Hut.
Well, that's just a building. It was a really nice pizza. I don't know what you're talking about.
I wasn't here when it was open. Closed for a reason.
Yeah, it was a chain thing.
Okay.
He seems defensive. Pizza Hut must have been his jam.
Yeah, the red cups, man.
But now correct me if I'm wrong. Did y'all have a meeting y'all needed to get to tonight?
I think we did have that big meeting that Kyle had arranged, so we may have to cut early.
But that would not be until later.
Okay.
I think it was midnight or 1 or something that y'all were talking about that.
Fantastic.
And it's 8 or so when the 7:30 or 8 when the sun goes down at the moment.
into so many shenanigans between now and then.
Yeah.
Well, if anything, at this point, Walter might be texting his video like, "Hey, you got any spare snacks you bring in to the meeting place?"
Trying to find out.
He gets like that one emoji that's just like letting out a sigh. It's just like, "Right, I'll be there in 5."
Put one in a really obvious spot that says, in Spanish, it says "for the meat Dorito."
Meat Dorito is terrifying.
And if Walter knows enough Spanish, he'll at least understand it's for him.
Well, it's
Now
not.
you
It's
know.
not like there's a Spanish translation for Dorito.
Yeah.
It's just a made-up word somebody hoped would sound Spanish.
What would meat Dorito be?
Dorito de corte.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I was fixing if that's the case, all that he has to do is just see the word Dorito, and he's like, "This is probably from me."
This is for me.
So Walter, you get there, and you have you use the roof entrance, or you going to use the front door?
Oh Lord, no, he'd be using the roof entrance.
All right. It's kind of fun for you because now when you go to the back and up, you've still got cars circling around because they're going through the drive-through. I mean, they can't see you or whatever, but it's fine. It's just busier than normal.
He just sees all these potential donors, and he's just grumbling.
But you get inside, you find the bag that Gino left out for you.
Oh, he rips into that so fast, just.
All right, you could check off one hunger, so you won't immediately try to eat your buddy.
I won't immediately try to devour Emma. It's fine.
Appreciated.
And that would only trigger if Emma did something.
Fair.
But she doesn't know he's super hungry, so. It could have been fun.
Now he's looking at the wait staff, wondering how mad Kyle would be.
Very.
Yes, the answer is very.
Do not eat the help.
All right, so it's about this is probably 7:30, 8 when y'all got up. Walter was probably hunting for an hour or so, so it's getting close to 9. Does somebody contact Emma, or does Emma run by the bar?
I mean, I'd send Emma a collection of emojis that don't really mean anything. It's just a collection of things to get her attention.
Ah, yes, I'm needed at the bar.
And it worked.
Just gibberish emojis.
At some point, it's just wingdings.
Just random Cyrillic letters, and I didn't even know the keyboard did this.
All right, so all y'all are met up at the bar. Kyle sends a message telling you he is busy at the moment. Don't get into any trouble. Don't burn down the bar.
Again.
Yeah.
Why, we would never.
I wouldn't. Someone, not that Egidio sends this, but it's like, I would. Someone who is mind controlled to do so, however, might. Plausible deniability.
Emma, I'll make sure the bar stays at least mostly in one piece.
All right. Crap, I am blanking on names here.
You know
Was it
that guy.
Miles was the...
Miles was the or the denumerator. In
Right,
the group.
and Kincaid was like his
Kincaid
deputy
was the
type.
sheriff. Yeah.
All right. Well, you know, Miles swings by to check in with y'all. Nothing to note so far. He asks you how that meeting went.
It went well. We'll have people with mutual interests.
What sort of people?
I didn't really ask, and they didn't really say.
Well, that just means, you know, so if I know who they are, if it's somebody that I don't need to bash in the face if they show up.
Inwardly, Emma, like, I don't think we'll have to worry about that. If they come in the territory, they would contact us prior.
Okay.
And we'll pass it on.
Sounds good then. What about the unexpected guest from last night?
Emma would remember, but my sleepy brain is forgetting. What was the unexpected guest? The Bali and the...
Yes, all that. He's talking
check.
about all that.
Okay.
Because I don't remember if he saw the creature or not. We were there for all the stuff at the house.
I think we're still getting all that sorted. Thankfully the police force isn't that on the ball, so they haven't tracked down anything, and the bodies have been well disposed of. And like looking over the other leads, I think we're still chasing. And looking at like Egidio and where she hopes maybe Walter might be.
Egidio would have shown up to the bar with much larger mag lights, like the ones that look like a mace.
Bludgeon somebody to death with them.
Yep.
Yep. They're taking care of it.
Yeah, then he gives you a nod. He heads on out. Not too long after him, Ada comes through.
Any word on who the -1 may have been?
She thinks she's got it narrowed down. There was a kindred named Neil that she can't find hiding her hair up now. And Neil, it just so happens, has the same last name as the woman that owned that house.
It would make sense.
Well, excuse me, as her maiden name.
A brother?
Neil would have been older than this lady.
Oh, father.
Possibly uncle, likely family. She hasn't
Okay.
pinned down exactly what the relationship would be yet.
Understood.
You know, she's got somebody trying to dig into that family tree to see if there's a Neil a few generations back from the lady.
Luckily, they still haven't put anything together, so we're safe in that aspect, I believe.
But yes, he may have been like on the term now. What's it called? The ones that only feed off their families.
I can't remember.
I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah. It starts with a C, I think.
You may be right.
Feeding types. Oh, I'm of course not going to find
Cleaver.
Yeah.
Fever.
You covertly feed from your or someone's mortal family and friends. And she has there's disdain in her voice when she's talking about this. If he was a cleaver, it's probably just as well he's gone. That's a masquerade breach waiting to happen. Though he's been around a while, so he was obviously good at it.
Yeah. I'm wondering why he was targeted. Go ahead.
We've kind of pinned down where the perpetrator is likely to be holed up.
Oh?
Possibly. The weird shadow creature that went with it. Definitely saw it go into a building yesterday and not come out.
And we still have no idea what that thing is, do we?
Probably some sort of demon.
Great.
Yeah, I know. Not too thrilled about it either.
Oh well, luckily that's y'all's job, not mine.
You happen to see an influx of randos coming in, just, keep us abreast of it.
Yes, I will count them.
Well, do you know of any abandoned buildings where people may hide out? Doesn't have to exactly be in the domain, but you've been here longer than I think any of us three.
There's plenty of business properties around. I mean, you can go down the road here to the Danville Medical Complex. There's a few I guess storefronts is as good a name as any, that have been empty for a while. Random houses, of course. I know one or two shut down gas stations.
Might not be anything as on the road if they're trying to increase their numbers at a rapid pace.
Are they using Sabat tactics?
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Oh, we gotta nip this in the bud then.
Yeah. If you could reach out to any contacts you might have just to be hyper aware of any large movement in the area, any areas that used to be abandoned and now look to be having activity or anything of the like.
I'll put some feelers out.
Even if it's just a whisper, we want to make sure the whisper doesn't become a shout.
You might have Walter, have some of his people running around. They're good at that sort of thing. When she says Walter's name, she gestures to an empty corner of the room. It's not the corner Walter's actually standing in, but
Fair enough.
She just assumes he's around.
Oh, it's an us in the room.
And actually, this is back in the meeting room, so he might be visible. Well, I don't know, because you still have a lot of waiting staff running back and forth doing stuff.
Oh, yeah, no, there's a lot of waiting staff. He's not risking being seen if they happen to pop in to talk to the boss man right fast.
Egidio will do the thing where he pretends to have something on his phone. He needs to take. He's like, excuse me, I need to take this, and he'll step outside and he will call August.
Okay, one of August's flunkies answers the phone.
Oh, hello. Is Mr. Hoffman in?
Who may I ask is calling?
This is Mr. Luna.
Just a moment, sir. I'll see if he's available. A little bit later, you hear August's voice. Mr. Luna, what can I do for you? It's good to hear from you.
It is good to hear from you as well.
You are going to be able to make the meeting later.
Yes. I wanted to have a sidebar with you beforehand, though. if that is amenable with you. Something has recently come up, and just something I wanted to poke your brain about because it's apparently something you have experience with.
Well, I have a great deal of experience with a great many things. But I don't know if I can make it down to your part of town.
I can go up there if that would make it easier. Go ahead.
That might be good. That might be good. And he gives you an address.
I'll get into an Uber. The Uber will be here in like 5 minutes.
Okay. I'll head that way now. So just get there. You can get there. You can easily get there in a half hour. 20 minutes, half hour. Waiting for the Uber and all. And it is an area over his domain.
All right, I'll see you soon. I'll open the door and be like, I'm gonna go see Mr. Wallace about a boogeyman. I'll be back.
Mr. Wallace?
I thought we were all going. Okay, have fun.
Mr. Hoffman, sorry.
Oh, okay. So here you go. Who is Mr. Wallace? Well, I assume you're talking about Mr. Clone. But...
Nope.
All right. Also, I drove by the Wallace domain the other day because I couldn't remember what the place had been turned into. It's a center for the blind now.
Oh, neat.
Fantastic for vampires to be around.
It does make the vampires hiding there at night pretty easy.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, he'll get there probably. He'll get there probably as soon as he can, and then kind of go into the residence. Is it, or is it just like a random public location?
It looks a little run down. It looks like a closed up shop. As you're walking in, the faded sign, you can tell it used to be a hobby shop. But it's like it's been closed for a little while.
Victim of the pandemic.
No, this was closed way before then.
I'll knock on it.
Lady opens the door. Mr. Luna, please come in. The inside looks fairly nice. I mean, it's set up like this may be a regular meeting spot. And you see August, August is sitting there in discussion with somebody. Mr. Luna. Or actually, in person, he'd probably call you a GDM.
Yeah. August, good to see you.
Now, seeing as we were meeting later this evening, what was urgent enough that you needed to talk to me now?
And he'll look at the other kindred in the room. And just kind of look at August and be like, a little birdie told me that you have a certain experience exterminating a certain kind of plague that my section of town has been dealing with. Something that happened a couple years ago.
What happened last year? A couple months ago.
Something that happened a few months ago.
A little space, people. And they clear out of the room, shut the door behind them. Is this what I think this is?
Yep.
And a little birdie would be Harmony, perhaps?
Rather not say out loud. Always an awesome one.
Yeah, fair. Though I'm fairly certain there's not an Austin in this room. And you say they've been interacting in your domain?
Mm-hmm.
We knew there were still some around.
Well, they said they were in Huntsville. This is Decatur.
Well, the general area.
Sure.
It's part of the reason why our little birdie is still fluttering around. So what can I help you with? What do you need from me?
Just wondering if you had any, like, out-of-pocket tactics that you could think of that would prove effective. I get the sense that they're holed up in a a building. Just that's within the. That building was within the domain, right?
No, it was outside the domain, off to the west, into that kind of no man's land area.
They're. I have reason to believe they're stationed in a building that's just west of my domain. Just peer to peer, looking for advice on the situation.
Have someone with a fire extinguisher close by. Not that they can all hurl fire, but apparently they have to be at a certain amount of experience. You know how these things work with everyone. If you're running into fledglings, you probably don't have to worry about it.
Well, one of them knew how to summon a weird shadow demon thing, so
that's different from what we encountered before. Well, I did not encounter the things, but from what I've heard.
From what I heard, I heard about the situation down where I came from, but from what I heard, their methodology is a little different. Just
that implies they might have gotten reinforcements from somewhere.
They are using familiar to me tactics to swell their numbers.
Familiar to you tactics?
Yeah, they're mass populating.
That's not good.
No. But I don't want to cause a stir with the other barons, and I know that you have experience in this. You and the warden.
Well, we were involved in one large skirmish. There was well, we had some unusual allies in that.
So I've heard.
But politics is a lot less important when the devil's at your door.
That's a good quote. I'm gonna keep that
one. Feel free to use it.
I will. I'll even, if I have to write it down one day, I'll even credit you.
He's not sure.
He's
not sure.
Or something might help. But anyway, point. Yeah. Do you have any general advice for dealing with, the devil?
If you run into an experienced one, they can throw fire. Though some Tremere can do that. I have it on good authority. In fact, I think I witnessed some of that. So, joking aside, do have a fire extinguisher handy. Other than that, they're kindred. Well, they have abilities unnatural even by our standard. They're not really any more powerful than we are. Their gifts are just different. As far as the creatures they can summon,
you think this will help? He pulls out the maglite. You think this will help?
The ones I heard about from before, I don't see why a light any more than flashing a light like that in any of our faces. But you said this was a shadow creature,
dark creature. Like if someone drew a human from memory and then had a distended jaw.
Oh, it sounds terribly pleasant.
It was
not. Well, I can't help you there. I am no mystic.
Fair enough.
I wish I could tell you more, but my advice would be catch them by surprise and kill them, send them to the final death as quickly as possible.
That's kind of sound advice.
Your domain, or you and your fellow Baron seem to be well supplied with very dangerous weaponry.
I don't like to admit it, but yes.
Yeah, there's well, we'll likely discuss that at the meeting later.
That's fair.
This this arms race that seems to be starting up. Is there anything else I can help you with? I fear I've told you about all I know of them.
You wouldn't happen to be in a mood to rough up some Bali one of these days, would you?
We have the meeting later tonight.
Yeah?
Uh,
Catch you in the warden and just kind of like discreetly head out.
I could send you some. If you said you think you're over there, I could send you some people.
That would be helpful, I think.
Are you gonna try to take care of this before the meeting, or?
That depends on us.
I think it'd be better to have all four of us here to fight.
All right. Well, then I will say, probably after the meeting.
Ah, very good
Don't
then.
anticipate the meeting taking too terribly long. Just make sure we have our ducks in a row.
Well, very well then. If some emergency arises, do feel free to call.
Of course.
I will tell my head of security the number you called earlier. He'll have that, and I'll make sure he has some people on standby.
That is appreciated.
Oh, and Otter's got to run, and he has redeemed a stretch. So everybody, take a good stretch, and then do what suddenly pops into existence.
It's not fair. I have like 4 pounds of hair. I can't stretch like I used to.
It's 4 pounds, man.
No, it just throws everything off of alignment unlike it used to be. I used to be bald when I did this.
And now you got 4 pounds of hair.
Yep.
Some people wish they had 4 pounds of hair.
Mm-hmm. I wish I had 2 pounds of hair.
Oh, buddy. Anyway. Well, this was very fruitful. I appreciate you. I appreciate this.
Well, we are all allies in this struggle.
Of course.
And with this great evil at our doorstep, it must be stomped out.
Y'all have a good one. I'll see you at the meeting.
I will see you later.
I think Egidio, well, the meeting isn't in our domain, right? It's somewhere else.
Correct.
Okay,
I think it was in Maddox's domain somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in one of the other domains.
I know y'all were like, not the princess, but it's got all that room.
I think Egidio will just Egidio will text the group and be like, "Hey, I'm heading over there early. Heading to the spot early, making sure something doesn't happen like what happened last time."
Okay.
I don't think he'd
Thumbs
say meeting.
up
He'd say,
emoji.
he'd say I'm going to the, check out, scope the party location out before anyone gets there.
Sounds even more weird. Oh.
Yeah. Well.
And the part we'll say
this party started early. Yeah.
We're gonna say the location is the old opera house.
Okay. And then Egidio will head over there and just well inside somebody's domain.
Yes, the opera house is actually pretty close by to the princess.
Yep.
The same woman is in charge of both.
And I will.
Y'all have met her before.
Yes. Just look around and make sure another group of hunters isn't just randomly showing up.
All looks quiet now. It's late enough now that everything in this area is shut down because there's nothing vital in this area. There might still be a handful of people in some of the shops, cleaning up or whatever, but that's about it.
Yay, essential work.
You do notice, as you're driving by and you're looking around, you do notice there's somebody on the roof of the opera house.
That's peculiar.
Or it's security.
Probably a good call.
But while that is going on,
Yeah, good.
Walter,
Yes, sir.
Your phone rings. It's
Hey,
Sammy's
answer.
number.
He'd pick up.
Hey Walter. So like, uh, I've been kind of scoping out the that spot we talked about yesterday.
Yes, there's something in the matter.
Like some people came out of that house and went into the neighboring houses.
Yay.
There was like some not nice noises. I think they're maybe recruiting.
That's not good.
And I was sitting there just listening.
I haven't seen the big fat guy that I called about last night. I haven't seen him.
That's probably a good thing. Right. Okay. Well, again, do your best to stay out of sight, and I'll let the other barons know about this.
Oh,
Unfortunately, we have a meeting with some of the other barons here very soon. As soon as we can get that wrapped up, we'll do what we can. If nothing else, I might.
Is he not on the phone?
No. I am sorry. I'm not thinking. That's on me. The character would know better. I, the person, am
yeah.
being stupid.
So you just tell him, we have a meeting later.
Tell him as much.
Yeah.
The vampire equivalent of thieves can't.
But I say, no, I've got a meeting with a few other local heads. We'll have a look at that here as soon as we're done.
Emma, we might need to look at it now.
Okay, but I mean, if they're recruiting, that's like bad, right?
If it's what we're afraid this is, then yes. So we might have to call the other heads and let them know that we may not make it to this meeting tonight. Okay. Just stay tight, Sammy. We'll be there soon.
Okay.
That's already texting a video. Endless stream of emojis.
I love how our communication for a lot of this is just emojis.
Emojis of like, just call me, damn it.
All right. So GDO, as you're driving by and you're looking at the opera house, string of emojis from Emma.
Call
Might be
Emma. Be like, yeah.
Apparently that club we had looked into recently is doing a lot of recruiting. Like, very noticeable recruiting. Right now.
Doing that first. And okay, bye.
Text back. Are we meeting somewhere?
And I'm still in the Uber, and I'll just be like, here's like $30. Can you take me back to the Dead Man's?
Oh yeah, sure, buddy. He didn't really understand why you were driving around at Old Decatur anyway. But
Money's money.
yeah.
And along the way there, I'll send I'll send the coordinates so that someone has to plug them into like Google Maps or something to the burner phone that the Baron gave me.
You get a question mark in return. Then the word now.
Yeah, I'll text an emoji of a shovel.
Where do we need to meet you at?
The usual spot.
Yeah, this guy doesn't know you. Or he may have met you in passing.
Fair enough. the dead man's drink.
Oh, be there ASAP. We'll bring some friends.
Thumbs up emoji.
All right, so you get back to the bar a few minutes before this guy shows up. He gets out of the car. There's 4 or 5 more guys with him. 5 more guys with him.
Send dudes.
He walks in. He asks Zeke, "Oh, where Mr. Luna is."
That far off?
Well, I figure y'all back in the meeting area, so he sends you back. He goes, "Hello, I'm Jerome. I don't know that we've met. I work security for Mr. August." And then once the meeting room door is shut, and he makes sure it's safe to talk. So I assume there's been some development from 30 minutes ago when you were talking to the boss.
Yeah. Apparently, while I was out there, they have started recruiting from the location that I previously mentioned.
Yeah, fun.
Kind of got to nip that in the bud.
Yeah, so one of my local nosses happened to be in the area and was scoping the place out and noticed some other rather unsavory things going on.
Yeah, August had told me there was a chance they were doing Sabbat-style mass embraces.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fairly populated neighborhood over around those coordinates you gave me. How do y'all want to handle this? We're here to help in any way we can, but as you are the closest barons, it's kind of falling under y'all's auspices.
Quick and as quiet as we can.
Ideally, those of us who can move a little quicker can, get the edge on this. But if you guys could take care of from where are they? Where are they at the moment? They split up? Did they masking Walter, since he's the one that
It's got Sammy on the phone.
Yeah. Had Sammy on the phone.
Well, apparently, again, they've seen people go in, and he's heard some some horrible noises, so I'm afraid it's not too pretty in terms of how this is going. I do not know any other real detail other than he was scoping the place out and happened to heard some horrible noises and noticed a lot of
horrible noises
and a lot of bodies moving around. Now, whether they've been turned or not, he didn't say, but apparently there's a lot of movement. He did not happen to see the potential demon, as it were. He did not notice that, but he noticed pretty much several other people.
You see some of the guys behind Jerome look at each other and mouth demon to one another.
Yes, guys, demons are real, ghosts are real, lupine.
Yeah. One of them's like, yeah, I knew about ghosts and lupine.
I mean, we're all vampires. Does it really surprise you that there's demons?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I believe in vampires because they're real.
They're not you must have been real good at the Twilight fan fiction when you were alive. They're not the Abrahamic sense of demons. They're little they're shadows vaguely resembling humanoid form.
Oh, okay.
Question. Could I have had Emma contact the Banu Haqim while we were waiting for everyone to show up back at the Dead Man's?
Absolutely.
She would have been, because she doesn't know who's coming, she would have been like, hey, we found that recruitment center. Can you meet us? I don't know if we're going to have the same gentleman you were working with a couple months ago involved, but he's sending some friends to help us out.
They're on their way.
Fantastic.
Where do they need to meet you at?
She will give them just the address of the dead man's.
Okay. They're about 45 minutes out.
Okay.
They would have been 45 minutes out when she called them.
Yes.
So they would be about 15 minutes out. Emma could say that.
Yeah, she would have be like, if we can wait about 15 minutes, I sent a note to some friends that we spoke to that can probably help us with this. They have experience in this kind of thing. Freelancers.
Experience is important.
So 15 or 20 minutes after, you've had this discussion, they show up.
Just all of these, like, intimidating people rolling up on the dead man's.
Zeke's given a...
Gonna have
Zeke is... Well, the entire staff is kind of eyeballing everybody. Last month or two, a lot of people coming and going that didn't used to come and go.
And yet.
I mean, people like you guys that, used to be just customers that would wander in, regulars.
We gotta get another, like, meeting spot.
That or
buy all the chicken salad chicks since it's been, a little bit ransacked. Maybe just make it the new meeting spot.
it's either that
idea.
or Kyle could, be generous to his employees and let them let them stay at home but still pay
Work
them.
from home.
And
See, but that would
Yes,
impact
that
that would
would
impact
impact
his
resources.
that would impact his resources. Because a lot of his resources is the money he makes from the bar.
we just need to find like a little house somewhere in the domain and make that the meeting spot.
I
Might have a
mean,
pawn shop.
Yeah. Like a
as Fix
forest.
as Fixes say, if y'all want to, and I'm throwing this out there, Walter does have like 2 or so dots in resources. He'd happily give it up. He lives underground for God's sake.
Yeah, see, Emma's got a couple dots in resources. If Kyle's getting a house, we could always make that. We can just invade his other location. But for now.
So yeah, Abla and her crew walk in. You hear Zeke. Can I help you? Yes. Where is Emma? In the back with everybody else.
With all the other non-paying customers.
So they walk back there. They walk in. Jerome's like, those are not freelancers.
No, but they're experienced.
Well, yeah.
You'll treat them with the same respect you would treat us or your own Baron. Am I clear?
Yeah, okay. This is becoming a habit.
We all have a mutual enemy.
Jerome nods. Yeah, I understand. I've seen them in action before. A few months back.
So have I. Is Michael there?
Matthew.
Yes, Matthew is there.
So have I.
Matthew's just gonna be like, oh no, my aim slipped and hit the back of Egidio's head. I don't know how this happened. Oh no.
It's a tragedy. He was such a nice guy.
Couldn't
Double
happen
tap.
to a nicer guy.
Last I saw him, Bali was just sitting there wailing on him.
Shame. I wish I could have got him.
The Egidio will make sure the door's closed and be like, the Bali are at it. They're starting a recruitment drive.
Obla's like we must stop them now.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We'll send a note to Kyle.
I will. No, don't send a note to Kyle. I'm going to slip Zeke like a $30 tip and be like, "Here, don't even tell Kyle about this."
No.
Actually, no. Walter's going to get on this. Like, if you happen to mention like you're going to go talk to Zeke, he's going to like reach into his like mangled wallet and just pull out a 50 and be like, "Here, on me."
That will go horribly. And Emma's like,
Would you rather him feel inadequate for not protecting his bar?
We're not fighting them at the bar. He's also a good fighter.
And he's not here.
Yes, but he can meet us there.
I don't think he can.
I don't know. Eye in the sky. Is this going to happen during tonight's event or next week? It's 9:06.
Unfortunately, we have 30 minutes, so that depends.
Yeah, I'm trying to debate. Could you do it? Well, I guess it depends on what tactic you use. Maybe we'll see where it goes. If I think we're hitting a point where we're not gonna have time to finish, we'll stop there before we really get started.
Okay.
So y'all can send him a message, and if y'all finish this week, then he just didn't get it in time. And if it takes till next week, then he managed to meet you there.
And Zeke's just gonna try to gaslight him the whole time. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
All right,
Here's
so
any of this. She is sending the address where they're going.
all right, so you go out and you slip Zeke 50.
Slip
Don't
Zeke, like $80.
don't tell Kyle about this. And then the second you're out of the parking lot, he is on the phone with Kyle.
Sure.
Kyle, you wouldn't believe what these MFers are doing.
I don't know what's going on, but they slipped
I
me
think they're-
$80 not to tell you about it. But Zeke's loyal to him, not to y'all.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's a big brain tactic.
Like, and it's like, look. The guy went into torpor. We're all having rough times.
Oh, la-di-da, he went into torpor. He didn't even tell me how it felt.
Fair enough.
Rubbing like the bridge of her nose.
All right, so before y'all roll out,
Yes.
Obla and Jerome both truthfully were kind of like, what is the plan here? Are we scouting the area first? Are we just running in guns blazing? Because we're not gonna have a whole lot of time if it's literal guns blazing.
We checked out the house. It's a 2-story house. I have reason to believe that the second story is where the work is done.
They spread to other houses.
If they've spread to the other houses, then the idea might be to have a force in the middle at the main building, and then have everyone else fan out.
Surrounded on two sides of a better pincher, maybe.
Yes. Although, yes, I think a pincer formation would be appropriate here. If they're fledgling, they're probably not particularly strong if they're doing their recruitment drive, so shouldn't be too much of an issue for the forces we have here.
If we can keep it quiet, since it's a residential area.
Don't keep it quiet to the detriment of your health.
Everybody kind of nods. All right, so y'all drive out. 10, 15 minutes later, y'all are pulling down that street. You notice some houses with their doors open.
Oh dear.
There are some people out in the street. Like as you're pulling up, you see people crossing the street. Only some of them stop and look at you as you're pulling up.
Okay.
Do they do anything other than look?
Well, what are y'all doing as y'all see this?
I think as I start seeing people, I will kind of wrap the shadows around me as that happens and be like, all right, well, I'm gonna hide.
Rolling down the windows over any of the engines. Can she... This is a long shot, but can she hear if these people on the road have heartbeats?
You said you had heightened senses?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a wits awareness.
Rolling to rouse for wits. Five?
5 is pretty good.
Sticking her head out of the window a little bit, like leaning out, like just the wind in the hair.
The people in the street in front of you don't seem to.
Fantastic.
The one of them starts moving towards your vehicle. Putting his hands up like he's waving you down.
Who was in the car with Emma?
I don't know who would have driven with Emma. Jerome and his crew have their own vehicle. Abla and her crew have their own vehicle. So go ahead.
Definitely Walter, because he it ain't like he got Soaring Leap or anything where he can get good mobility.
Just very quietly. Go ahead.
You probably have the 2 stealthers in your car.
Yeah, so it looks like she's alone in the car.
Yep.
Very quiet under her breath. No heartbeat.
Yep.
Probably like she's holding her phone to where, like, if she was driving by a cop couldn't see it, kind of thing, and trying to text to Abla, and she doesn't have Jerome's number, but she'll just put a broken heart symbol.
The other 2 cars have to come to a stop behind you. Well, are you slowing down as this guy's walking up, kind of waving you down?
She would slow down, but she's not rolling down a window. Her hand, after she sends that text, her hand is like on her firearm, and the other one is on the wheel.
I rolled 6 successes on my stealth, so I'm just like sliding sliding back behind the seat with the shadows covering me, like
melting into the back
Yep,
seat.
yep.
Like the fucking Halo cover.
You send the broken heart emoji to Abla, and then you hear what sounds like a suppressed gunshot, which is still relatively loud, but doesn't carry like a regular shot does. Suppressed, not silent. And that guy waving you down, his head just rocks back.
Okay, that's
he hits the ground, and he's still moving. It's like it's obviously not. It did not put him down, but. And the other guy on the road behind him just starts sprinting full speed at the cars now.
Oh, sick.
Fantastic. How far is he away from the car?
Roll for initiative.
I don't know, 10, 20 meters or yards.
If this was Jolene, she would speed the car up and like plow flat into this guy. Yeehaw. But sadly, it's Emma. She's popped the lock, so if the guys want to get out, they can.
Like, I'm there, like, attaching my own subsilencer on my own. It's like, that's a good idea.
And
I mean, you might feel your car shift for a brief moment. He's trying to be not as bad to like make it rock, but to kind of quickly roll out to not be noticed.
So the guy running towards the vehicle just suddenly sees the 2 back doors open for no reason.
They're wings. Don't ignore it. And you know what? Given that she has no real recourse, effort, she's just gonna try and plow into the guy.
All right.
Accelerates and tries to send him.
Like, they're trying to aim line a shot, and then I'm like, fuck.
All right, give me a Dex drive.
Fantastic. She has nothing in drive. This will be great.
I hope you have something in Dex at least.
She's got 3 in Dex, so we're good there. Bad thing is, 2 of those 3 are gonna be hunger dice.
Oh, fun!
I know, right?
Egidio is taking a shot while Emma's doing this.
All right.
2 successes, both
Did he-
regular.
Did
one
he
on
step out of the
hunger,
car or
one
is he
on-
leaning out the window?
Sitting out the window. He's not leaning out the. He is leaning as much as he needs to out the window. Yeah.
Okay. Where Walter has stepped out of the car. Just to
Walter
have
is-
everybody established.
Yep.
Alright, what'd you get, Emma?
2 regular successes, 1 on hunger, 1 on non-hunger.
Alright. He got 2. Ties go to the player.
Nice.
I'm going to count cars. Are they like a +4 weapon?
Fuck.
Don't tell me that, because that's gonna be like, I'd like to roll to car. Just put
So,
points in drive and.
So that's 4 levels of subdual, or not subdual. I'm in the wrong system totally. Of superficial damage. Halved because it's a vampire. So so he definitely takes some damage. You definitely like knock him. He rolls over the hood of the car, hits the windshield, falls over to one side. There's a crack in the windshield.
Kincaid's gonna love me.
Egidio, he rolls off on your side and hits the ground, so you're just kind of like lined up as you drive by.
Pew pew.
If you want to take a shot.
Yeah, I did. I rolled successes on all my dice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
All right, I'm going to say he doesn't get a chance to dodge this particularly. I'm going to say you needed 2 just to baseline hitting though because of the way he's moving.
Still 4 plus 3, 7. I
So
think he's getting up from 7 aggro.
no, he ain't getting. Oh, I forgot about the fact that you're using that ammunition. Yeah, he's gone.
Just a quick drive by. Gone.
It was more like thump. So even silence, or not silence, suppressed, these gunshots made enough noise that you start to see other people come out of some of the houses up ahead.
Yep. Perfect.
And we will go ahead and wrap there. I don't think we're going to get through this next part in the next 15 minutes.
That's fair.
Go in quiet, guys.
Yeah.
Look, I've seen the videos, or I've been in places where when they're waving you down and at like a traffic light, that's not a great sign.
So anyway, like I said, we'll wrap here. Hope y'all had fun. I enjoyed it. Hopefully we'll have everybody next time. Well, almost everybody. But thank you for everybody that showed up in the chat. Hope y'all will come back next time. Hope anybody that comes by and watches this later enjoyed it. I hope you'll check us out next week. If you're looking for more games, check the schedule below. There are more games on Dire Bear. And other than that, I guess we'll see y'all next week. Again, I was your storyteller for the evening, Jason, and with me was Jeremy as Egidio, Sarah as Emma, and Duba as Walter. And we will see y'all next week.